Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andrew Layden on the mic here for VIBHL Cache Island. We have the WSANEC Whalers playing the Nanaimo Street Kings here in the Open Division. Today's game is presented to you by Napper's Ball Hockey. Very much like to thank you for all your support there, Napper, in this action here. Both teams are coming in with a good records here. The Street Kings have won 2 games, I believe 2 games this year, and the Whalers are looking for their first win. The ball is dropped here, but the Street Kings gaining the zone there. Ball's deep in the Whalers zone there. The Kings battle it through the boards there. The Whalers gain the ball there as Brett Wilson passes it up. Passes it up number 12. Ball is shot, but it is deflected out of zone near the scorekeeper's box there. So the ball will get directed back. Looks like it's going to be kept in the neutral zone here of the Street Kings here. In net tonight, for the Street Kings, we have number 1, Gord Stone, who's a legend in BC ball hockey here. And in net for the Whalers, it's Pico George there. Ball is deep in the Whalers zone there. Number 66 for the Josh Wilson passes it up to number 12 for the Whalers. Number 12 comes in, takes a quick shot on net, hits the crossbar, out, no goal. It's the Whalers keep pressure up there. Josh Wilson back on his D there, passes it up. Brett Wilson gains his zone, takes a shot on Gordstone. Big save, rebound. Street Kings leave the zone there. Can't get past the Whalers though. They have to keep back and they reset. Street Kings gain the ball and pass it up to number 16. But the Whalers get back in the neutral zone, get the ball back in the neutral zone there. Resetting up, coming through, passing it up and gaining the zone there. Number 12 passes in, takes a quick shot, deflected by the Street Kings. It hurt. It looks like it hurt us right off his toe. The Whalers are just controlling the ball in the neutral zone there, not letting them go through. As they shoot in, shot in, the Whalers swarm the ball here. Ball passed up to Chad Oliver. Oliver behind the net there, trying to get it back in front. Shot, big save by Gordstone. Another shot behind the net. Whalers are just applying so much pressure right now as Gord's lost his stick there. It's a little battle in the corner there as Brett Wilson pulls the ball out. Shot from the point from Josh, back to his brother, Brett. Quick shot, great, goal! That just slipped by. As Gordstone could not get that continuous pressure there. And we have the first goal for the Whalers. As the ball was dropped there, Street Kings gain the zone and gain the ball in their own zone. Street Kings in their own, the Whalers bringing it back up. And there was a trip there on the Street Kings there as the Whalers player went down, acknowledging it. Unfortunately, a bad penalty there for the Street Kings as they go down. So the ball will come down, it'll be to the left hand, to the blocker side of Gordstone here. So Kobe Adams, number 5 for the Street Kings, takes a tripping penalty there. Ball is dropped there. Street Kings trying to get the ball, but the Whalers regain it. Take a quick shot on net there. Deflected wide. 3 Whalers there pressing there. There's a quick shot on goal there from Gord. Back to Josh. Josh passes it to defensive partner number 6. deflected there in front by the Street Kings, making sure that it did not come through. And dumped down as everybody resets on the line there. Street Kings applying a little bit of pressure in the zone there. Whalers gain the zone, quick passing through. Brett Wilson regains the ball as he passes it into the feet of the Street Kings player, and the Street Kings dump it back down. As Josh Wilson passes it up, quick pass up there to Chad Oliver. Chad Oliver trying to gain the zone, does, but Jeremy Moeller is just all over the ball there, and he passes it back to Josh. Josh over to Brett Wilson. Brett Wilson tries to do a little dangle pass, does not get through. And the Street Kings try to dump it out. Big save by Gord from a shot from the point. As Brett Wilson passes the ball back to his brother Josh. Josh, big shot, comes in, wide. It's in the zone, net comes off, and the whistle is blown there. Gord looks like he's a little bit hurt there. He got jammed up into the post there. So we will take a few moments here. So there's a little bit of discussion as the Street Kings are trying to get a penalty there, but it just looks like it was an unfortunate event. And hopefully Gord gets all the rest he needs there and comes back quickly here. We'll take a short little break here while the team tends to their goaltender. When someone gets hurt, just don't. When someone's hurt, don't film it. You okay? During this break, the VIBHL would like to thank all of our great sponsors that have given us the opportunity to host events like Cash Island here. We very much appreciate all of your support. From a referee, from myself, from the teams, the players, we all appreciate all the hard work that you guys do to give us the opportunity to play in these big events and officiate and scorekeep on commentary as well. Looks like Gord Stone is setting up again here. Just needed a few moments there. He did get sticked up into the post there, so just making sure that everything's set up and he's all protected there. His mask did come off a little bit, had a few issues there, so glad to see he's standing up here and he's able to continue playing this game here as he's a big part of the Street Kings this Cash Island here, as they are the defending Open Challenge here champions from last year. As everyone gives a little stick tap here, and we'll get set the face off here on the right to the blocker side of Gord Stone as the Street Kings come in for the face off. Brett Wilson passes up. 43 seconds left here on the penalty kill for the Street Kings as they knocked it all the way down, and the Whalers are recouping back. With the ball coming up here with Josh Wilson passing it up. Passes it up, number 12. Shoots it in for number 22, Chad Oliver. Chad Oliver gets in dumps it around the corner there. Over to number 10, Brett Wilson. Brett Wilson's just a little bit too far for him there. Shoots it up, but luckily enough, his brother there, Josh, is able to collect the ball at the red line there. Keep it in. As the ball keeps getting passed around here. As the Whalers are just playing cat and mouse here with the Street Kings are able to keep it out, and they do have technically a 2-on-1 if they can keep that ball, but Josh Wilson is able to get back and collect that ball. Some of the Whalers switch off there. Passes it in. Clear in the zone there. Jeremy Moeller here, number 79. Trying to keep the ball on the edge there. As the Whalers are in the zone. Keeps it behind the net there. And the Whalers are able to dump it down. And it is an icing there. And it'll come all the way back into the Street Kings zone there. I think they were unaware that they were off the penalty kill there. As Colin Sirocco, one of our referees here, and Michael Donkers are officiating today's game. As the ball will be dropped on the right-hand side, or the glove-hand side of Gord Stone. As the referee's directing the play to make sure ball is dropped by the Whalers win. Josh Wilson, quick shot, gets deflected in the middle and blocked up by 3 or 4 players there. The Street Kings get in the zone there. Darian Sampson keeps the ball in. Great sliding. And we do have a penalty coming up here. It looks like we're getting a high sticking penalty here for the Whalers. Kyle Henry going into the penalty box, number 5, going in for a 4-minute penalty here for high sticking for a stick infraction. He did come up and clip the Street Kings player in the head there. Ball is dropped here in the Whalers zone there as the Street Kings go in for their first power play here. And the ball is tossed up into the netting there in the end zone when they try to dump it. So the faceoff will stay in the zone there. It looks like the referee is actually saying that it went off a Street Kings player there, so the ball comes out of the zone, and the Street Kings lose the zone there. The ball is about to be dropped there, but the Street Kings win as they gain the zone again. Brett Wilson behind his net there, collects the ball, passes it over to brother Josh. Josh fires it down the zone, dumps it in. Gord Stone comes out of the net to play the ball, stops it for his defenseman. As number 2 passes it up to the floor. Collected by number 11, Tanner Saywall. Tanner playing on the boards there. Passes it back into the zone there. Number 13, Sean Anderson, passes it back to the number 2. Number 2 takes a shot from the point. Goes off. Great save by the Whalers goaltender there, deflecting it to the outside zone. As the ball's chipped up and out in the netting there. And we'll have a stoppage play here. And the faceoff will remain in the Whalers zone there. We have 3:11 left on the high sticking penalty there for the Whalers. As the ball is about to be dropped there. A win by the Whalers there. Passes back up, but the Street Kings are able to keep it in the zone. Josh Wilson collects it, fires it down, just rifles it. Goes down. Gord Stone knocks the ball down just as Ricky Fenn passes it up, passes it over. But the Whalers are able to collect the ball there and gain the zone quickly there. Short as number 5 for the Street Kings passes it up. We have a 3-on-3 there as the defenseman passes it over. As the Street Kings set up here on the power play, try to get a few shots here. Passes back to the point, but it is intercepted by the Whalers. Josh Wilson collects the ball mid-zone, just dumps it in quickly there for number 3. As he trips up on his feet there. And the Street Kings keeping the zone. Josh Wilson applying a lot of pressure there. They are looking for some points here today. They haven't won a game yet. But the Whalers are hungry for this win today. There's a quick shot on net there. It's saved by the Whalers goaltender. Deflected into the corner. Brett Wilson collects the ball, dumps the ball down. Hitting the mesh there. And the faceoff will remain back in the Whalers zone there as they do a full change here. That's the team set up here. Looks like the Street Kings lose that draw there, but they still regain it back on the red line, or the blue line there. Quick shot on net. Flex wide though. The Street Kings are keeping it on the sidewall, just passing it back and forth, trying to get that quick shot off. There's the Street Kings behind the net there, trying to get in the front of the net. Ball goes behind the net though. Back to the Jeremy Muller. Jeremy Muller, number 79, takes a shot, hits a Whalers player and deflects up over the net. Whalers are playing the ball in the middle, and they try to dump it out, but it is collected by a Street Kings player. And a quick goal! As we have a power play goal here for the Street Kings with 7:23 left on the clock here. Looked like it just went up and over the goaltender's shoulder there. And it was scored by number 19 of the Street Kings, which is Andrew Wilson, who I believe is also the GM of this team as well, too. As the ball is dropped there, Whalers win the draw. Darian Sampson passes it up. Has a couple of players there trying to get it. And Street Kings come in, passes it over. Deflected into the corner, though. The Street Kings applying pressure still. Trying to get it back to their point there and get it back in zone as the Whalers pass it up. We have a 3-on-2 unfolding here. As a pass over from Brett Wilson to Josh, over to Chad Oliver, but he is flanked by 2 or 3 guys there. And the ball goes out of the zone. And the ball will come back into the Street Kings zone here as it was shot straight out into the Whalers bench there. And the ball is dropped and the Street Kings win it and they shoot it down. And the ice is on, but Michael Donkers waves it off as Brett Wilson is able to get to it. Back into the Street Kings zone as they fire it back up. Goes in, hits straight onto the Whalers goaltender. Brett Wilson passes it up to his brother Josh. As Chad Oliver is in the middle of the zone, he's able to get it, but he's got 2 guys on him. Takes a quick shot. Great save by Gord Stone. Whalers recoup. Darian wasn't able to get it over to Josh Wilson there, but he has saved. And the Street Kings get it out of the zone. As they are able to dump it in as number 74, Isaac, is able to get it into the zone. Street Kings get in the zone. Keep it in the zone. 15 was able to, but Darian Sampson slides over and makes that beauty stop for this defenseman there, or for his goaltender. Brett Wilson gets the ball in the middle of the zone as it keeps getting chopped back into this Whalers zone as they just try to dump it out. They do lose the zone on that dump pass. Number 74 for the Street Kings gains the zone, takes a quick shot. Just kind of fumbled over into the Whalers stick though. Brett Wilson tries to get in, but it is still in. Pass back. As the Street Kings dump it back into the zone there. Little shove there by the Street Kings player behind the net. As both teams are just trying to gain that ball. Number 12 gains the zone there, dekes through the Street Kings player. Goes behind the net there. Trying to set up for one of his. Kept in by the Whalers. Josh Wilson at the blue line. Trying to find a zone. Passes over number 12. Number 12 to Darian Sampson. He just misses that shot there. That would have been a straight laser at the goaltender. Takes a quick shot, goes around the net. Josh Wilson collects it on the sideboards there. As the Street Kings are able to pump it through. But we do have a 2-on-2. Straight shot, Gord Stone. Huge out of his crease there. Makes a big save. On the sidewall here, the Street Kings regain the ball. The ball behind the Whalers zone there. Brett Wilson passes it up. Gets over to his brother. No icing there. Waved off. Number 98 does not know that he's got a Whaler on him. As the Street Kings keep it up the sideboards, they pass it up. Number 5 tries to pass it in the middle there, but there was no one there. Jeremy Muller keeps it at the blue line there. Brett Wilson throws it down all the way from his zone there. That will be an icing call there. The icing is actually waved off there. Ball fired up by the Street Kings. Street Kings gain it. Number 5 takes a quick shot. Stopped by the Whalers player. Another quick shot there by number 94 for the Street Kings as he takes a rocket and blows by. That is Matt Nelson as he blows it by the Whalers goaltender there, and we are 2-1 for the Street Kings there. That was a big goal for the Street Kings as they go up with 3:44 in the first period here. In Cache Island, we have 2 15-minute periods here, so crucial for, as the icing was dumped in there, it's crucial for the Whalers to get back into there if they want to get some points there, as they are on the risk of coming last in the division here for the Open Division and having to play one more game tonight in the first quarterfinals here. Ball is brought back into the Street King zone on the glove hand side of Gord Stone there. Shots are 12-11 in favor of the Whalers here. It is 2-1 for the Street Kings though, as we just had it go up. As the Whalers lose the zone, as the face-off is just sent all the way back down into the own zone. Jeremy Muller collects the ball on the sidewall, going through the middle, trying to get him through, but 2 Whalers coming on him. Street Kings regain the zone, pull it back into their zone. Passes it up, Jeremy Muller chips it in. They still haven't gained the zone though, as the Whalers bring it back into their own zone. Pass it up, they still kept it in. Number 44 for the Street Kings keeps it in. Dangles through, trying to find an opening there. Jeremy Muller at the red line, takes a quick shot hits the corner there. As the Street Kings are trying to go for a quick chip in there. And they're keeping it in the zone, they're just cycling through. There's a little bit of a battle in front of the net there with Brett Wilson. Chad Oliver able to collect the ball, passes it over to Josh. He gets it over the red line, tries to dangle through, but unfortunately the Street Kings just swarm in on him, and they go through. Street Kings gain the zone. Number 44 there, takes a quick shot, deflects off as a Whalers player. Street Kings keep the ball behind the net. Passes it all the way around to number 2. He deflects it off, loses the zone there. And the Street Kings number 98 is able to pass it back up. Passes it over. They gain the zone again. Passes it back number 2. He takes a shot. Glove save by the Whalers goaltender. Confidently. Like a Patrick Waugh of the old 90s there. As the face-off will be on his glove hand side. We have a minute 59 left here in the first period. It says 2-1 lead for the Street Kings. Face-off is won by the Street Kings. Number 15 takes a quick shot, deflected off a Whalers player. Whalers aren't able to collect the ball there, and the Street Kings are just passing it along on the sideboards there. In deep, behind the net. As he tries to come through, passes it out front. Nothing happens out of that play though. Just as the Street Kings regain the ball behind the net and up the sidewall there. Coming through. Whalers player able to collect the ball. As he passes it up, number 12 passes back to the defense. Darian shoots it in. Collected by number 88 for the Street Kings. Whalers are able to keep it in the zone there. Passes over to Josh. Josh dangles through, has 2 players with him, but he cycles back. Passes it over to Darian. Quick shot. Gord Stone deflected into the corner. We have a 2-on-1 here. Number 74, 1 minute left here of the play. Passes it over to Street King. He fumbles it though. And we have 2 players. Street Kings keep it in the zone though. Have an opening. Number takes it, misses the shot there. Jeremy Muller comes in, passes it along the end boards there. Quick shot on net. With 40 seconds left here, the ball's behind the net of the Whalers there. And the Street Kings are just trying to get a quick shot here before the period ends. Quick shot, deflects wide. Jeremy Muller sends it back in. Another quick shot, deflects wide. Does not even hit the goaltender on that one. Josh Wilson tries to get the ball. And we have a penalty coming here as Josh Wilson is getting a penalty here. He did turn his blade over, which in ball hockey you cannot turn your blade over to gain advantage there. So it looks like it's going to be a hooking penalty coming in. Oh, my mistake here. He's giving him a slashing penalty there. So that'll be a 4-minute power play going into the second period here. As we have 14 seconds left on the period there. And number 66, Josh Wilson for the Whalers, is getting a 4-minute penalty here. As the ball is dropped here, quick shot on net, saved by the Whalers goaltender. And we'll reset on that face-off here. That knocked off 4 seconds on the clock here as we're at 10:01. Ball dropped, Street Kings regain the win. Takes a quick shot on net, great save by the Whalers goaltender. And that'll be the end of the period here as we go into the second period here. We'll take a quick TV timeout break here. And welcome back here as we're going into the second period with the Street Kings up 2-1 to the Whalers. As we do have a power play here for the Street Kings with 3:46 left here and the faceoff was won by the Street Kings. Jeremy Waller passes up, but he fumbles it, and Chad Oliver is able to deflect all the way back down as Gord Stone collects the ball behind his net. The Street Kings bring the ball up. They pass it up. Straight pass over. And Chad Oliver is able to collect that ball in the middle of the floor there and shoot it all the way down. Gord Stone passes it up to his defenseman there. And the Street Kings are able to gain the zone here. As they cycle through. Takes a quick shot. Great save by the Whalers goaltender. Jeremy Muller passes it over to number 94. Goes into the corner there. Passes it back to his defensive partner. Number 98 takes a quick shot. Deflection. Missed the net. Back to number 98 there. Passes it down to number 94. Back to 98. Takes a shot, hits a Whaler in front. And the ball is cycled through. Jeremy Muller isn't able to keep it in, or keeps it into the zone there, but he wasn't able to collect that pass. Pass it over. Down low for the Street Kings there. They try to get in the middle of the floor there. Hits a couple of feet there and goes into the sidewall. Pass over to number 94. He takes a quick shot, hits the crossbar and deflects wide and out of the zone into the mesh. As we'll keep the... It looks like the referee's determining that it hit the Whalers goaltender as well, so it'll be kept in the zone there. As we have number 19 coming for the Street Kings for the draw. Passes it back. Andrew Wilson knocks it back. As the ball is deflected up into the mesh again there. So we'll keep the face-off in the zone here as Darian Sampson wasn't able to keep the ball in. Street Kings win the face-off again. Pass it over. Takes a quick shot. And a goal went straight through the 5-hole number of the Whalers goaltender there. And we are up 3-1 going into in the second period here with a quick goal by the Street Kings. As the ball, Josh Wilson was still in the face-off, in the penalty box there for that, so that was a power play goal. So it is 5-on-5, but number 66 will stay in the penalty box for his full penalty minute there. Any stick infraction in ball hockey, so it would be high stick, cross-checking, slashing, anything like that, you have to serve the full minutes, but your team does go back even strength if you do get scored on, which is what just happened. Whalers gained the ball there. Chad Oliver loses the ball to Andrew Wilson there. Andrew Wilson pulls the ball up, gains the zone, waiting for reinforcements there. Passes it over number 44. As it's behind the Whalers net. Quick shot, missed the net though. Brett Wilson gains the zone, passes through, beats a defenseman there, trying to get all the way. Cycles back though. Takes a quick shot on Gordstone. Gordstone deflects it wide. Street Kings regain the ball behind their net as they try to set up. Passes it dangerously through the middle though. Luckily there wasn't a Whaler player there to collect it. As the Whalers try to recoup there and try to pass it up. Darian Sampson brings it out of behind the red there, but the Street Kings are able to get it back. The Whalers pass it up there, keeping it in, passing it up. Little bumping in near the Whalers bench there. As the Street Kings regain the ball, passing it up. Gets his zone, takes a quick shot, great save by the Whalers goaltender. As we have a 3-on-2 developing here for the Whalers, as they dump it in. As Darian Sampson goes in front of the net there. But the Street Kings are able to regain that ball, and they pass it up. And they keep passing it as they gain the zone here. Take a quick shot, deflects off a Whalers player into the corner. Jeremy Moeller gains the ball behind the net there. He is playing defense here for the Street Kings here too, so one of the Street Kings dropped back, playing the dent. Pass around the side ball. As they aren't able to control that pass and they do lose the zone. Everybody tags up here. And the Street Kings pass it in, and they gain the zone. Street Kings players come in, dangles through, but he is tangled up here. Brett Wilson gains the ball. And he takes a huge shot, deflects off, hits Gordstone in the pad. Play continues there. As the Street Kings come up here, pass the red line, gain the zone, passes it over to number 74. He takes a quick shot, but hits off two Whalers players. Deflects over to number 15. He takes a quick shot, deflected again by the Whalers. The Whalers are protecting their goaltender very well here. And this number 3 pulls the ball over the line there. He's got two Street Kings on it. Takes a quick shot. Gordstone deflects the ball, and it's a quick whistle there. Gordstone was trying to keep the ball moving there. And it was whistled down. And we will keep the face-off down in the Street King zone. Face-off will be to the left of Gordstone there. As the Street Kings win the face-off again. They are winning majority of the face-offs. We might have a quick break here with the Street Kings. Number 13 gains the zone. Tries to go through. Passes it out. Misses everybody there. Street Kings keep it in the zone here. But the Whalers regain it and pass it behind their own net. Number 5 passes it up. to number 3 for the Whalers. He passes it all the way in front of the net to number 6. And the ball is passed up. Chad Oliver tries to, number 22, takes a quick shot, deflected wide into the corner though. Whalers player trying to collect it, loses it, and the Street Kings gain all the way down. Number 5 collects it behind the net there. Passes it over 94. He settles up, takes a shot, and it is covered up by the Whalers goaltender there. So the faceoff will come to the right-hand side of the Whalers goaltender. We're at 22 shots for the Street Kings and 16 for the Whalers, with 9:25 left here in the second period of this open division for Cache Island here. Street Kings keep the ball in the zone, take a quick shot, deflects wide over the net. And you're able to keep it behind the net there. A little bit of confusion there as there was 2 Street Kings there. Josh Wilson shoots it up, goes into the bench there, so the faceoff will stay into the Street Kings or the Whalers zone here. Matt Nelson takes a face-off against Josh Wilson. Josh Wilson wins the face-off, passes it up to Darian Sampson. Darian Sampson passes it up. Street Kings are able to lose Loon, but they do chip it back. Josh Wilson collects it, waiting for someone to get free up here as the Whalers dump it in. Street Kings regain it, pass it up dangerously in the middle there, but the Street Kings are able to keep it in. As we have a penalty getting called in the back here. It looks like another slash is getting called here on the Whalers. And it looks like number 10, Brett Wilson, is going into the box here for a slash. So with 8:34 left, we have a 4-minute penalty here. This is huge for the Street Kings here. They can get one more. A 2-goal lead in ball hockey is very dangerous to have, but in any kind of hockey, a 2-goal lead is bad. The Street Kings keep it in the zone there. Oh, a huge save by the Whalers goaltender. Keeping him in there. Another save. And looks like the net came off there, so the referee stopped the call. So the ball will be kept in the Whalers zone here, which knocked off 15 seconds there off the clock there for the penalty. We have 8:21 left here in the period. Ball is dropped there. Whalers win it, but they aren't able to chip it. They are finally able to chip it through as number 12 brings it up. It's a 2-on-1. Darian Sampson going to the net there. As the Street Kings were able to swarm in and collect that ball as they come up as a 3-on-2. They do gain the zone there. Pass over to Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson over to number 16. He takes a quick shot. Big save by the goaltender, and he covers it up. No rebound there. A big face-off drop here as the Whalers win that. And they dump it down all the way down for Gord Stone to come out and play the ball. He collects it behind the net there, but Chad Oliver is pressing, trying to put as much pressure as they do need to get some quick goals here. And the Street Kings gain the zone as they set up here on the penalty kill. Try to pass in the middle there, and the Whalers player is able to collect it there. Gordstone comes out of his net there to play the ball up there. Gordstone is one of the best stick-handling goaltenders we have in the VIBHL or on Vancouver Island. So the Street Kings are very lucky to have that presence there. Street Kings keep it in the zone there. Pass it over. Number 16 takes a quick shot. It's a great save by the Whalers goaltender. The Whalers dumped the ball down. It goes all the way down for Gord to play again. As he collects at it, everybody tags back up. The ball's passed up the boards there. As the Street Kings gain the zone there, the Whalers are pressing. Andrew Wilson takes a quick shot and a goal as he had an all wide open net there. Not a wide open net, but a wide open shot there as the Whalers left their goaltender out to hang there. And it is 4-1 now for the Street Kings. So we're about to have the ball dropped at center here again. Ball won by the Street Kings. They gain the zone. Quick shot, deflected off. Goes right through the crease there. I don't think the Whalers goaltender knew where it was. Shot up in the middle there. Passed up. Whalers trying to get it out of the zone there. As we have a 2-on-1 now for the Whalers there. But they keep passing it through. Unfortunately, that pass was lost there. Whalers getting it at the blue line there. Take a quick shot by Darian Sampson. Covered up right away by Gord Stone. And the face-off will come to the right here of Gord Stone there. And the Whalers win that face-off there, but keeping it in. Quick little flick there. Oh, Michael Donkers there makes a great call on the high stick there by the Street Kings player. And the face-off will go all the way back. So many years ago in ball hockey there, one of the penalties actually was if you high stick the ball, you actually got a penalty there. Now, if you high stick the ball, then the face-off just goes back into your own zone. Ball is dumped, and we are going in for an icing there with 5:51 left here in the second period. Face-off is won there by the Whalers as they keep it in the zone. Quick shot, Gord Stone makes a save. Deflected up. Street Kings gain the ball, trying to get it out of the zone. They do, but the Whalers are able to keep it out of their offensive zone. Street Kings gain it. Number 94 here on the sidewall. Comes into the middle, passes it over number 5. Number 5 takes a shot, misses the net. Number 94 collects the ball again. Keeps it down in the corner there. Quick shot, deflected by a Whalers player. 5:13 left here in the second period. And the Street Kings are able to keep it in the zone. They shoot it down behind the net. Deflection there. Keeping it in the zone. Quick shot. Great save by the Whalers goalie. Looks like it actually went up into his chest protector there. Through his neck guard. Face-off dropped here. Passed over. Tried to dump down, all the way down. Gord Stone comes out of his net there and stops that icing there as he left his crease. Jeremy Muller recovers the ball, runs up the floor, passes it up to number 13, and he passes it to number 94, who gains the zone. Takes a quick shot, deflected, goes up over top of the net, and luckily the Whalers goaltender was able to glove that down. With 4:33 left in the second period here, The face-off stays in the zone here. The Whalers are setting up here. It's Brett Wilson. Josh Wilson's taking the face-off, and Brett Wilson setting up in the other circle there as they're trying to do a dump and chase there. Quick shot covered up by the Whalers goaltender. Looks like the Whalers are going to try to do that exact same play again here. As a ball drop here to the right-hand side of the Whalers goaltender. Ball dropped. And it looks like a false start there by the Street Kings there. So we will need a new center here. The ball is dropped there. Whalers win the face-off there. Do a quick little jump there. Kept in by the Street Kings. Street Kings dump it back in behind the net into the corner. Passes over Josh. Street Kings got a quick shot there. As they come in again, another quick shot. Glove save by the Whalers goaltender. We have 4:08 left here in the second period. And their shots now are 40 to 18 for the Street Kings as they are just loading it up here. The ball is dropped by the Whalers there as they do try to dump and chase. Collected by the Street Kings in their own zone. Passed up by Jeremy Muller to number 44. Tipped in to Andrew Wilson, number 19 here. He passes back to number 44. Hits his feet though, and Josh Wilson's able to collect the ball. He comes up, passing it over to number 99. He takes a quick shot, misses the net though. Cycles around the boards, takes a shot, hits goaltender Gord Stone. He wasn't aware where the rebound went. Luckily it went into the corner there. Street Kings dump the ball up, and the icing will be waved off here. As number 6 here for the Whalers is able to collect the ball. Passes it over to number 10, Brett Wilson. Brett Wilson passes it up. Number 12. Number 12 is able to deflect it over to 99. 99 to the corner. Gord Stone jumps out of his crease there, covers up the ball. We have 3:16 here left in the second period. And the current score is 4-1 for the Street Kings. VIBHL would also like to thank some of their other sponsors, such as Bin 4 Burger Lounge. They're a huge, great burger place up here. They have a couple locations here in Victoria and a couple in Vancouver there as well. Ball was dropped there. Whalers lose the zone there as they pass it out. Darian Sampson tips the ball into the zone. Number 2 for the Street Kings regains the ball. Passes it around his net there to try to get Jeremy Muller, but the Whalers are swarming. There's 2 players there. They are trying to get a quick shot here. Quick shot. Darian Sampson pulls the ball up. Takes a shot. Stopped by the Street Kings there in the middle as they try to leave the zone there. They pass it up. And they do gain the blue. There's a little bump there. Great shot and great save by the Whalers goaltender and covered. 2:30 left here in the second period. And the ball will be dropped in the left-hand side of the Whalers goaltender. Face-off won by the Street Kings there. Ball's in the goaltender, covered up. And we'll redo that draw there really quickly there. And the ball is dropped. Won by the Street Kings here. Quick shot on net. 3 shots there. I don't think any of them hit the net though. And they were right in front. Street Kings keep the ball in the corner there. Quick shot. Oh, number 15 tried to do a quick little snapshot there over to number 74 and missed the ball completely there. Whalers regain the ball. Josh Wilson shoots it up. Number 10. But the Street Kings were able to deflect it out. And the faceoff will be in the neutral zone here, right near the Street Kings bench. We have 1:57 left here in this. And the Street Kings win the faceoff again there. They're passed up. And it was shot all the way down by the Street Kings, so it is an icing and it'll go all the way back down. The ball is dropped there, won by the Whalers there, and it deflected up as the Street Kings tried to gain the ball, so the faceoff will stay back in the Street Kings zone there. We're only down to 1:45 left here in the. Dumped down by the Street Kings, and we'll go for another icing there. There was a delayed call there as the referees are trying to communicate with each other. As they have a quick little discussion here, trying to determine. And it looks like it was shouldn't have been an icing call there, so the faceoff referees made a mistake there, so they'll bring the ball all the way back to center here. It's just accidents happen, mistakes happen. I made a mistake today as a referee and called an icing when the team was on the power play. So all you have to do is apologize and restart that play at center. Number 94 takes a quick shot. Ball's loose. Oh, the Whalers were able to recover it in the crease there. They try to pass it up. Darian Sampson passes it over to number 3. He passes it back over to Darian. Darian's got a laser of a shot if he can get it open. Chad Oliver knocks the ball up. Deflected by the Street Kings as they shoot it out of the zone. We have 1:12 left in the period here. Brett Wilson cycles the ball through. Tries to get over to Darian Sampson. He tips it up to number 292, Chad Oliver. And a quick shot. Saved by Gord Stone. Street Kings just fired around the zone, but they shoot it up into the netting. So the faceoff will stay in the Street Kings zone there with under a minute left here in the period. So I believe this is one of the last round robin games. This will be the last round robin game for the Open Division. As the Whalers take a quick shot. Misses the net though. As they reset, pass it over. As they're trying to get in front of the net. Dumped in the middle there. And the Street Kings are just going to try to cover the ball and keep it in the corner there in the last minute here. And they do dump it down. With 30 seconds left, it's a slow roll. And that is an icing call. As Andrew Wilson just bolted down to try to stop that icing, but unfortunately does not have the jets to get all the way down there. The faceoff is in the Street Kings zone there. Tied up in the center there, so both centers there. Shot on net there and covered up by the Street Kings. Darian Sampson trying to take a quick shot. And another dump there with 10 seconds there. We might be in one more faceoff. 6.7 seconds left in the period here as the Street Kings weren't able to slow that roll down. Ball fired around the corner there, and that should be the last play of the game. Quick shot, flex up, and that is the end of the game there. We'll keep it broadcasting a little bit longer here just for the player of the game here. My name is Andrew Layden, and thank you very much for tuning into this game. We still have a couple more games tonight. We have one more round-robin game, and then we go into 2 playoff games here for the quarterfinals in our open division. As I'm going to turn the mic off here and let the rink announcements there do the announcing for our player of the game. Whalers goaltender winning the player of the game for the Whalers there. And the Straight Kings, Andrew Wilson winning number 19 there. Had a big game, a couple goals there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay tuned. We have the next game coming up here.